Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Prestige. And this movie is directed by Christopher Nolan, and it came out in 2006. And I've seen this movie once before. I thought it was fine then, and the way I described it was a film that had 20 minutes sprinkled in there that I thought was great, and the rest of the movie was kind of bland and just boring and predictable, and I didn't care about anything that was going on. And I don't know what happened this time watching it, but somehow I enjoyed it more, and I got more out of it, and I wasn't really bored, which was kind of surprising. And I actually cared a lot more while watching the film, and there were certain details that I was able to pick up, and there were more things that I got out of it this time. And overall, I enjoyed the movie, and while I wouldn't say this is one of Christopher Nolan's best, I still think out of everything that I've seen from him, it's my least favorite. It's a tie between this movie and Tenet, which I think I was more entertained by Tenet, but The Prestige is still a good movie in my opinion, and what really works for me is Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. Like, the performances are really great, especially those two that I mentioned. And Hugh Jackman, like, with this movie coming out to the same year as X-Men: The Last Stand, like, while watching the movie, I never see Wolverine. I see a character, and he's really great, and he pulls it off very well. And Christian Bale is pretty great in the movie also. Scarlett Johansson, Michael Caine, Rebecca Hall, and those are the main ones in the film. And overall, this movie does have a good cast, and the movie is well shot, and I like the story, although one thing that I will say about it is told out of order, like many other Christopher Nolan films, and he likes to do that to mess with time and the order scenes are placed, and kind of mix them around to make the plot more interesting and unique. And while I would say it's unique, I'm not really sure as though it benefited from being told out of order. Like, for me personally. Like, in this film, it didn't really have much of a point to it. Like, in Memento, it had plenty of purpose being told the way that it was, and it very much benefited that film, and to some extent Insomnia, I guess, from what I can remember about that movie. And the music in the movie, I can't really comment on, sadly, because I watched this movie on a plane and I couldn't really hear it too well. So I have to skip over that, unfortunately, as well as many other sound design choices made in the film. I can't really accurately critique. So those are going to have to be skipped over, and I like the directions the story goes, and I do like what this movie explores. It's basically a movie about, like, two magicians competing against each other. That's what most people describe this movie as, but ultimately I also think this movie is kind of like about revenge and how that can destroy someone, and that stuff I do find interesting, and that was the main hook for me. And I loved the first half of this movie. I thought it was really great, and the second half of the movie I enjoyed, though not nearly as much, because it was kind of starting to lose me. I was like, okay, like, you've pretty much shown off everything that you can at this point, with the exception of, like, a couple things that have not yet been revealed in the plot, but for the most part I felt like I got most of what I'm supposed to get out of the movie by the first half of the movie and the ending. Like, that is the core of what the movie is, like, story-wise, and what I get out of it. The first half and the third act. Everything in between that, take it or leave it. I don't care too much. And that's where I kind of start to criticize the movie, is that the second half isn't as engaging for me because of those things. And there are some moments where you're really supposed to care about what's going on, and I was like, it's technically well done, but it just doesn't impact me emotionally like it probably should. And that's about all I have to say about The Prestige. It was a good movie that was improved for me this time around. I got more out of it. It was solid and engaging. great performances, good characters, and I like how things are presented, and overall it's a good movie that I will be seeing again. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Prestige a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Prestige, and my social media links will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Equalizer 3. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.